You got to be saved from the lies of religion. It's 2025 now. We're on the way into 26. At this point, just about all of us have either been saved or need to be saved from the lies of religion. Religiously, you mainly hear about being saved from sin. That's religiously the majority of what you hear. It's always sin, sin, sin. It's always the need to be saved from cussing. You need to be saved from smoking. You need God to help you. Let God help you stop drinking. That's just about all you hear. You need to be saved from adultery. You need to be saved from fornication. You need to let the Lord save you from stealing. But being saved from all of that, stopping all of that, is not going to mean one thing if you're not saved from the lies of religion. In my opinion, the lies of religion are worse than any sin you'll ever participate in. Being caught up in the lies of religion is worse than being caught up in any other one of these things that I mentioned. That's how bad, that's how dangerous, that's how deceptive the lies of religion are. You have been saved from all of that, all of those things. You've been saved from all of that sin. You talk about how you don't do this, that, and the other no more. You talk about how you don't go over there no more, and you don't hang with them no more. You saved from all that. But are you saved from the lies of religion? Have you been delivered from the lies of religion? When you talk to church folks now, when you talk to religious people today, they don't believe faith is what God says faith is. They don't believe faith is enough, along with God's grace, to save a person. That's a religious lie. They also think God is going to bless them one day. If they just remain faithful, God is going to bless them. Even though they cry, complain, and live lives full of doubt, they still think a blessing is coming for them one day. That's a religious lie. They think that one day they are going to end up in heaven. Without faith, they're going to end up in heaven one day. After living a life full of doubt, after never trusting God for anything God wanted to do in their lives, they are miraculously going to end up in heaven one day. That's what they're looking forward to. And if you think you're going to be in heaven without faith, you are caught up in a religious lie. You need to be delivered from that religious lie. But they have this thing where they say, God didn't bless me with that because it just wasn't the Lord's will for me to have it. That's a religious lie. God didn't bless me with that because it's just not my season to have it. That's a religious lie. They got all kind of excuses when the truth is you're either in faith or you out of faith. But if you think God is not blessing you and it ain't got nothing to do with faith, it's just because it's not God's will for you to be blessed, you need to be saved from religious lies. If you're not saved from religious lies, you're not saved at all. If you're not saved from the lies of religion, you are simply not saved. Anybody can run and jump. But if you're caught up in the lies of religion, running and jumping don't mean nothing. If you haven't been delivered from the lies of religion, you can speak in all the tongues you want, and it will never mean anything. You can do all the praising you want to do, and it won't mean nothing if you're not saved from the lies of religion. You can spend a lifetime going through the motions, calling yourself praising the Lord, and it won't mean a thing. You can give all the testimonies you have the breath to give, and it won't mean nothing to you or God if you're caught up in these religious lies. You can attend all the revivals that's taking place in your state. You can attend every revival that's being thrown in America, and it means absolutely nothing if you're caught up in the lies of religion. Religion is a dangerous thing. That's why you got so many people who are trying their best to earn a blessing. They're trying their best to be deserving of a miracle. So many people are living in a way where they can earn their way to heaven. They feel like they deserve to be in heaven. Just because you done went through a whole lot of mess in your life, that don't mean you deserve heaven. Everybody done been through a whole lot of mess. If you got to heaven from going through a whole lot of trouble, most of us would have already been dead and gone to heaven, because that would mean we all deserve to be there. But no, and you'll never see heaven if you stay caught up with religious lies. See, religion makes you reject the truth, but stick to the lie. I'm talking about obvious lies. But religious people love these lies. You can show them that they're wrong. You can prove it to them in the Bible where they're wrong. You can show them in the Bible where what you're saying is not the way it works. It shows you right here how it works. You're wrong, the word is right. And they will reject what you're showing them. They will reject what you're telling them and stick to the lie because they're caught up that much in the lies of religion. And it's these lies that have closed people's minds to the truth. They're closed-minded, so you can't get the truth in them. And when the lies closed their minds to the truth, it locked their mind. So now you're trying to talk to people who don't know the truth and don't live the truth, don't believe in the truth, and you can't get them to understand, you can't get them to listen, you can't get them to desire the truth, because the lies have been locked in and the truth has been locked out. What you gonna do with that? We can't do nothing with that. God can't even do nothing with that. God accepts a willing mind. That's the first thing you got to have, a willing mind. But because the lies have been locked in and the truth has been locked out, now you can tell these people the truth, but they're caught up on lies. Now the truth can be explained very well, but the lies are locked in. You can talk to these people about the truth all day long if they let you, and they won't receive it because that truth is locked out. Pastor can preach and teach and be the best preacher, best teacher you ever heard in your life, and it won't do nothing because the truth is locked out. The lies are locked in. And until a person desires to know and live by the truth, they won't accept it. So there's a lot of these type of people everywhere. They're in our families, they're in our churches, they're on our jobs, but you can't talk to these people and try to get them to be saved from sin, saved from the mainstream sins. You can't just talk to these people and try to get them to give the tithe and the offering. You can't just talk to these people and teach these people and try to get them to act religious. You can't just talk to these people and try to get them to be faithful church members, because nothing will help them until they have been saved from the lies of religion.